What's up with my APA family? It's your boy LAPA coming through with another video. You guys already know what it is, man. And as you can tell by the good uña that caption, that thumbnail, man. Eyekon, Cholo, Juan, and No Jumper. Now, I was originally gonna do a video on dudes that are trying to hate on No Jumper. You know what I'm saying? But shit, like now I don't even know. I mean, I'm trying to fit in 2 and 1. Or maybe I'll do another video after this. But I stumbled in. So I looked up No Jumper. I don't really watch him anymore. But I know that dudes were hating on him because he was starting to have active gang members on there. And ever since that freaking Calimac dude, that freaking dude from, what the fuck is his name? American Cholo, there you go. Ever since that dude pulled up, with a bunch of dudes because he couldn't handle his own business. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, he beat the shit out of some fucking resident dude, some whoever the fuck that dude's name. Who did he beat up? He beat up somebody, right? Oh, that was badass, right? Hey, that being said, I don't blame him for doing what he did, putting hands on a dude that went up to his spot. And more power to him. I would have done the same shit. But anywho, that's what my original video was going to be about. But today, I'm going to do a reaction on, or at least my opinion on Eyekon leaving the food community. And I heard it from Cholo Juan. You know what I'm saying? Now, Cholo Juan is an active dude. He's super machica, super freaking aztec, super this, super that. That's how he introduces his videos. I personally barely subscribe to his channel just because I want to be up on game as far as what's going on. Because I feel that's important that the youngsters out there know and everybody else knows the difference between what is what. Now, I didn't know. So what is it? Eyekon's wife, respectfully, convict, something. I forgot the name. I reached out to them. I reached out to Negna. I think her name is Negna. With all due respect, no disrespect to her or Eyekon. I reached out to them. Didn't know that they were that active, meaning like not wanting to, you know what I'm saying, mess with dudes that are non-active, things like that. So I reached out to them. I said it on my lives before, over a year ago. I reached out to him, man, almost a few years ago now. And, you know, when I reached out, he's the one, Eyekon's the one that ended up messaging me back. And he was respectful. You know, I let him know up front who I was, what I've been through, you know what I'm saying, my status, all that. And he told me respectfully that, you know, he couldn't put me on there because of my status, you know. And you know what? That was hella respectful. That I appreciated the fact that he was real with it. You know what I'm saying? I understand, man. I'm not, come on, man. Like, I've spent my whole life up to the point before I went to the side active. You know what I'm saying? Like 15 years in prison, all that shit. Before that, why not? 13 and a half years in prison active. 180 level 4. You guys already know, man. I hate repeating it, but for those of you guys that haven't heard, that's why I repeat it. Not that it makes me a badass or nothing. It doesn't make me anybody. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, that being said, I didn't know that that was his channel and his wife was running it. So I was like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? You can't have me on there. It's all good. I just felt like they were pushing a positive message. I don't reach out to channels. Like me, for those of you guys that have been with me, APA, you guys know that I've always said I don't reach out to channels to have me on there. It's been very rare that I reach out to channels, man. I have my own content. I have my own experiences. I have more than enough stories to sustain my YouTube channel. Now, I say that to say that I didn't know. So the food community, they posted one of my shorts, the one with Money Sign Suede. I assumed that Eyekon, that was one of his other platforms. And come to find out, today, this is how much I'm not in touch, because that's not my life. I'm a hardworking man. I'm a family man. Even that I have an update on. But I didn't know that wasn't exclusively his channel. So apparently, Cholo Juan was talking about how it's two dudes: a dude that's a resident, a regular civilian individual, and an LA icon. Now, LA icon, obviously, he's hood affiliated, things like that, and he can't mess with dudes that are non-active because obviously, he has somebody to answer up to, and he's always gonna have his life controlled in that sense. Anybody that's an active gang member in Southern California or in California, period, is always gonna have somebody to answer up to. They don't have control of their own life. Sad but true. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? In many ways, I think that is as crazy as it is to say. In California, you're better off having your life controlled, or at least live your life within the parameters of the political world. That way, you know that your life is not in danger. Now, if you're a dropout, a non-active, my type of status, you know what I'm saying? We have the freedom to do what we want, but we also have to adhere, or at least be cautious, super cautious, of what active individuals could do to us and the organizations that be. You know what I'm saying? No more respect to them, nothing but respect to them, but they're gonna have to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? We got a target on our back, and it is what it is. Forget the fact of how much work we put in. Forget the fact how much we represented once upon a time. Forget the fact that we put in shoe turns, pegadas, and all that. The moment that you go to the side, that might as well not exist no more. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. That's the hard truth, and it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Now, apparently, LA Eyekon and the food community, whoever's in charge of the food community, parted ways. I did not know even that there was two dudes with the food community, and now I know that it was an LA Eyekon. I mean, obviously, that put up that thing, that the video. He put up one on my shorts. Like I said, I'm on inside suede. At first when I seen it, I was like, oh, good shit, man. The dude's looking out, and I assumed it was something along the lines when I got at him, and he's like, hey, I can't mess with you because so politics, this and that. So the whole time I was under the impression that he's like, oh, you know what, I can't mess with this dude, but I'm gonna put up his short, just some sort of respect. But now I know it wasn't him; it was the other cat. Now, the dude that runs the food community. This is my 2 cents. The food that runs the food community, pun intended, has the freedom, the ability to do whatever he wants, albeit as long as he stays respectful, of course. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that the entities that be, organizations that be, won't get at him and be like, hey, bro, check yourself. You can only put this type of stuff, that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That being said, he could do what he wants to a certain extent because he's a civilian. Much respect to him. I consider myself a civilian, bro. I'm not active. I don't care what labels are put on me. I could care less. You know what I'm saying? Nobody could ever say that I snitch on somebody. I have some fucking bad paperwork in the sense of the righteous type of bad paperwork. Going to the other side and swimming in the treacherous waters of the S&Y side is nothing that I wish on anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because it's every man for himself on that side, and then you got to deal with the gang members, the S&Y gang members and shit like that. Now, anybody that's been on the other side that's still traversing those waters, actives are never going to give them respect. I get it. I understand. I've been there. I've done that, and I judged at one point. But I myself had to be on that side on a level 4 on a S&Y yard for the last year and a half before I paroled. And, I got into some shit and everything because motherfuckers, you don't have to answer up to nobody. You could kill somebody under the side and you don't have to answer up to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I survived that, aside from the 13 and a half years I did on the main line. And then 6 years before that, in and out of the juvenile hall system, county, all that shit, all the work I put in, whatnot. So, the food community in LA Eyekon part ways. I think that's a good thing because LA Eyekon's always gonna. So, like, for example, I didn't know that it was not LA Eyekon's channel, meaning the food community. So now it makes sense. So, of course, if you put on a non-active on your shorts on Instagram, for example, and you got somebody like Eyekon that's active, of course somebody's gonna fucking complain. You know, the super sureño, super gangster for radio dudes that probably never even fucking done time like we have. Never been tested, never been through the fucking fire. The dudes that easily judge, you checked in, homie, it don't matter how much time you're in there, you checked in. It is what it is, bro. Motherfuckers, bro, they'll probably shit their pants if they were in a cell with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't say that to disrespect anybody. I just say that if I'm a man, bro. I'm a man, first and foremost. I'm a reformed man. That's not the type of lifestyle I'm into anymore. But you got me fucked up if you're going to put me in a cell with somebody that has something against me for being who I am and what I am, and you think that you're going to victimize me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to victimize me, bro. Period. You know, so you could talk all that all you want. But I feel like respect is the ultimate factor, regardless of what your status is. I feel like the respect should not be extended to dudes that have ever ratted, told, snitched, things like that. But on this YouTube platform, you know, unless you're associating yourself with somebody, like, if you do an interview with somebody, I get that, you know what I'm saying? Like, dudes are like, oh, how can you do an interview with this dude? He told, or he debriefed, or he fucking did this, or he did that. That doesn't mean you're best friends. On this platform, on YouTube channels, everybody's trying to get their views. Everybody's trying to blow up. Everybody's trying to do their thing. So, you know, holding on to those type of standards are few and far in between. And if you do hold on to those standards, which I don't have no problem with, you're not gonna blow up. And if you do blow up, it's gonna be in a certain segment, and you're still gonna be beholden to somebody, the organizations that be, you know. Anybody that's from down south, or even anybody that's active north and down south, the two main organizations up north and down south. You're never gonna have your freedom. You know what I'm saying? Look at what happened to Money Sign Suede, allegedly, from what I heard now. He didn't want to be beholden to the powers that be, and because of that, he's no longer with us. You know what I'm saying? And that's a sad reality with individuals that are active, that have to step on eggshells, like Cholo, Juan, and everybody else. I mean, obviously, they're always gonna pretend, or at least keep pushing the active mentality. You know, whether you want to be a Mexica or freaking talk Nahua and all that, whether you say Tlachine, Popoyicani, Pano, Tripi, whether you want to say Qualisi, Qualitunali, Neneuca, whatever you want to say, bro. Like that's a super sureño stuff. I've been there, I've done that, man. I had blogs. I've been in the shoe. I've had blogs in the shoe and everything. I never claimed to be anybody. I was just assisting what I needed to assist, doing what I needed to do. Anybody that thinks they're bigger than the cause, it's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're expendable. Every single one of you guys is expendable. But out here in the free world, it's sad to see that the homies that hold so much adoration, especially the rappers too, so much adoration to be inactive, this and that, they mess around and find out that they got very little control of their life, you know, and that's sad. And I feel like that's a big part of why LA Eyekon and whoever runs the food community, why they parted ways. You know what I'm saying? Because LA Eyekon can't sit here and excuse or keep making up excuses for this type of shit. I mean, whether he was told directly or whether he was pressured and the pressure got to him eventually, which he feels like is a better option for him at this time, is still because of the whole active mentality. You know what I'm saying? The criminal mentality. It don't matter. You know, I don't care what you call it. Is being beholden to that organization, and anybody that's still under that umbrella is never gonna have their true freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, no disrespect, it's just the truth. The truth is the truth. You know what I'm saying? I was once under that umbrella, even before when I first got into my neighborhood, I didn't know what the 13 stood for. I just knew that I needed to push the 13. It wasn't until I got to prison. You know, even when I met one of the first senores, I didn't know. They just told me that's a big homie from F Troop. You know, I didn't know the significance, the true significance. I was young as hell. It wasn't until I got to the county jail, and then into prison, where I was like, oh shit, that's what the 13 stands for. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was over 20-something years ago. You know, and it's just like, it's crazy, man. You're part of something until they don't want you to be part of something. You have to step on eggshells, like I said, you know. And for anybody out there, especially the actives, are talking about, oh, this dude's a dropout or whatever, this dropout this, that dropout that. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I understand where they're coming from. You know, like I said, I was once there. But like I said, that's why I'm a civilian. I'm a civilian. Dudes are not going to perceive me as a civilian because, you know, I once pledged myself to a certain organization or a certain cause. But, you know, I still press the issue as far as for the youngsters out there. Don't get into this type of stuff. Don't get into the gang life, any of that. It's not going to work out. It's not in your best interest. But if that's the road you want to go down, then go down that road. You know what I'm saying? It was a surprise to me to hear that LA Eyekon wasn't part of the food community. He wasn't in charge of the food community. I thought it was just him. But it's not a surprise to see that he's now leaving the food community. And like I said, I got this from that dude, Cholo Juan, super Mexica dude. Because I seen him on No Jumper, which I'm surprised that I seen him on No Jumper. And there's two sides to this YouTube world. There's the active side, the super freaking, they think they're the shit side. And then there's the regular side, the non-active or regular side. Because like I said, I'm a civilian that doesn't really give a shit about any of that. Like, we really don't. No disrespect to them. It's like, we don't care. Like, you know, I used to sit there in a cell when I got to prison, there was really no SNY yards at all. By the time I paroled, that shit was infested. 15 years. It was infested with SNY yards. And I, for the life of me, man, let me give you an example. I've said it one of my lives before. Let me give you an example before I take off. I was on A yard, Kern Valley State Prison, New Delano. After I got out the chute, that was the last main line I was at for years. I used to look through my back window at the dudes on C and D yard on visiting days, Saturday and Sunday visiting days. And there was hundreds of people, young ladies, family members, everything. A lot of young ladies visiting their man. I was like, man, like, these fucking girls are visiting these dudes. These fools are no good. This, this, and that. I was infested with that sentiment until I realized, like, you know what? It doesn't freaking matter. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You're filling yourself with hatred over some shit like this. And after everything that happened, including shit in my neighborhood, and a bunch of other neighborhoods for my cellies and the yard and everything, hearing dudes on how dudes are paroling SNY and still living in their neighborhood, running through their neighborhood, and nobody doing nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? That's when I was like, you know what, the game is over. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. I'm just saying, like, that's when I hung up the gloves and mentally and emotionally, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get out, you know. So by the time they asked me to do the next holiday to take out my celly, I was like, I'm cool, man. I'm short to the pad, almost 15 years. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna take care of my family, my kids, and that's what it is. Take care of my kids and my family, and that's what it is. And that's what I've been doing. That's what I'm gonna keep doing. And you know, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Love you guys. And I'm gonna drop another one on what I was originally gonna speak about. And let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. I'm gone.